Good evening, all the teachers. I'm really glad to meet you today. The topic I'm going to discuss is planning an effective writing lesson. So this is the very first time giving the workshop to the public. So I still need to be developed. So I realize that many well-experienced teachers are joining this workshop. So I hope I can learn something from you as well. So, so let's get started, teachers. Feel free to stay in the workshop. Maybe you can, if you don't want to show your face, yes, you can turn on your camera. Feel free to stay in the workshop. The topic is the writing skill blueprint, planning and effective writing lesson. My name is Nương Yu, and I'm working at the Student Language Academy for about 2 years. Yes, I've been working there for 2 years. So I'm teaching KT, PT, and FCE exam practice classes. So I'm quite familiar with writing, and most of the time I have to plan the writing lesson. So I just want to share how I plan my lesson. So if you have any suggestion, so you can give me at the end of the workshop. So today, the objective is by the end of the workshop, I want all the teachers will be able to identify the lesson plan components, understand the text-based learning teaching writing framework, and create a mini lesson plan using TBLT framework. So shall we start now? Okay, so before we start, let's break the ice first because I feel like this workshop is a little bit uh, cozy and I don't know how to say that. Okay, so can you type the answers in the chat, please? So the first question is like introduction yourself. So please introduce yourself, the name, your name, the organization you're working right now. So can you type the answers in the chat, please? Yes, teacher Hita. Actually, yes, nice to see you, teacher Hita. Amazing, teacher Yamita. Oh, fast and good. Fine, 3 minutes. Yes, nice to see you. Okay, working as a freelancer. Yes, nice to meet you. Yes, Sandra. Yes, nice to see you, teacher Sandra. Please, yes, teacher Kifisa. Nice to meet you. Teacher Tongri. Teacher Tongri. So, Pastor, teacher Alice Yu. Harry, teacher Sandra A. Teacher Chango. Teacher Pastor D. Yes, nice to see you all, teachers. Yeah, some of the teachers, I know some of the teachers on the social media side, social network side, but I don't know some of the teachers. So for those who I don't know yet, so nice to meet you all, teachers. For those who I have seen before, nice to see you all, teachers. So let's go next. So how often do you plan a lesson? Always, sometimes, rarely. For me, every every week. We have to plan the lesson and we have to submit to the um, supervisor. So, every week, always, always. Yes, teacher. Okay, so what challenges do you usually have when you plan your writing lesson? Yes, teacher. Having right? Yes, teacher. So it could be staging the steps, or sometimes it could be uh, time management. Okay, yes, teacher. Thank you. So let's go next, teacher. So what method or approach do you usually use in your plans? So for example, like project approach, process approach, or maybe TDL, TPP, or TTT. Yes. So, yes, TPP is very common and yes, most teachers use, yes. ITPR, TPP, yes, communicated. Yes, teacher. Thank you so much for answering some questions. So let's move on to the next part. So at first, let me introduce with some lesson plan components. So when you plan a lesson, here's the most important part because you need to include them in your plan. So at first, main aim, subsidiary aim. So we are going to talk about main aim first. The main aim is the most important thing we want the learner to achieve in the end of the lesson. So main aim is related to the productive skills, including uh, including the speaking or writing. Okay? So main aim is especially for the productive skills. So we just want to achieve what students can produce at the end of the lesson. It could be writing an email. Students will be able to write an email to his or her friend, which you can write down like that. The second one, subsidiary aim. So in other words, you can also say secondary aim. So it means to show the language or skills that uh, learners will be able to use to achieve the main aim. So the main aim is like productive skills, right? So to achieve the productive skills, so you have to include some input or the model. So the input can be the listening part. The input can be the reading part, reading test. So subsidiary aim could be to practice the reading for gist or reading for specific information. So they are the subsidiary aims. So subsidiary aims are related to recited skills. Okay, so to give a practice for the just reading, just listening, or listening for detail, or listening for detail comprehension. Right now, okay, let's talk about personal aid. The thing the teacher would like to improve or focus on our teacher. So personal aim is like the thing we want to develop. So for me, I'm really talkative, so I cannot resist my teacher talking time almost all the time. So okay, so my personal aim could be to reduce my teacher talking time. I try to reduce my talking time, but I can't still control that one. So the next one is stage aim. Stage aim is like the purpose of each stage of the lesson. So for example, leading. So why do you put the leading step to generate the interest in the context or like that? Okay, the next one is control practice. Why do we provide a control practice in that step. So that is the stage A. Okay. So the next one is anticipated problems. So anticipated problems mean the problems that learners might encounter during the learning process. So the challenges that learner may find difficult in their lesson. So possible solutions. So possible solutions mean the actions that teacher will deal with the problems. So because of that problem, so how the teacher can solve. Okay, so for example, students might face difficulty in pronunciation of the word. At that time, how will you how will you help the learners? So, are you going to use the drills? Okay, so the challenges could be difficulty in pronunciation. So the action, the possible solution could be providing drills. Okay, so they are the anticipated problems and the possible solutions. Okay, so after talking about that, let's go next. So I feel like materials, timing, interaction pattern, assumptions, procedures. So do you have any ideas for them? So materials. So what are the materials uh, we use in our teaching? So can you give me some examples of the material? Yes, teacher Ray. Yes, teacher Tata. Yes, teaching X. Yes, worksheets. Yes, they all are the materials. Yes, PPTX, PowerPoint, pictures, worksheets, textbooks. Yes, teacher Yemi. Yes, teacher Cat. Yes, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yes, teacher Sophia. Teacher Sandra. Teacher Alice Yu. Yes, teacher Nemo. Really, yeah. Yes, they all are the materials you're going to use in the lesson. So you can include the materials. What materials are you going to take? So timing. Timing means situation of each step. So for leading steps, how many time are you going to spend? Lunch of time, teachers will meet for each stage. So interaction pattern. So interaction patterns mean the way how you interact with the other with the students. Or it's like students interaction, teacher to whole class, individual work, pair work, or group work, the whole class. So they are the interaction patterns. So assumptions. Assumptions could be something the teachers assume that learners have already known or learners can do. So it means what you assume, what learners have already learned in the past, and then what learner can learn from this lesson. So you are linking what they have learned and what they are going to learn. So that is called assumption. Okay, let's talk about procedures. Procedures mean the stages. Step-by-step sequence of activities. So for example, you use PPT and PPT, right? So what are the procedures that you can use in PPT? Can you type?
Presentation, practice, and production.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Presentation, practice, and production. Okay, what about in PPT?
Teach, test, and teach.
Yes, test, teach, and then test. So the first
Test,
one
yeah.
is test one. After that, we teach, and then the second test. Teach, sorry, test, teach, test. Okay. Yes, teacher. So let's go to the practice this time. I want you to identify the lesson plan components in pairs. So in the breakout rooms, I want you to go into the breakout room and then identify what kind of lesson plan components they are because you have already learned them. So if you wish, you can take the screenshot of that. Okay. And so that you can identify. So, don't worry, I will share this screen to your breakout room. So, you can look at my screen and then you can think about the answers. Yes, teachers. Are you okay in the breakout room? So, okay. So could you identify properly? Okay, so number one. Yes, teacher. So can you say number one, what type of lesson plan component is it? Yes, you can shout it out aloud.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yes, teachers. So you can hear your microphone noise. Oh, really? Oh, Okay, so this time, can you hear me clearly? Now? Yes. Thank you. Yes. So, teachers, so this time I want you to read out aloud what you have considered for number one. So, number one, what type of lesson plan component?
It is a title.
Yes. So we have
the another
May A.
main aim. Yes, teachers. Yes, it's main aim because we talk about write an article, so that is the productive skills. Then we also include detail in the context as well. Okay, so what about number two, teachers?
Interaction pattern.
Interaction patterns. Yes, you're right. So what about number three?
Subsidiary A.
Subsidiary aim. To develop using linking words. Yes, so is the secondary aim, subsidiary aim, both are possible. So subsidiary aim could be teaching vocabulary is related to modeling the vocabulary or giving practice for the reading for gist, reading for specific information. Okay, so they all are possible for the subsidiary aims. Okay, what about number four? Timing. Yes, you are right.
Timing.
Yes, teacher. Number five.
Personal aim.
Personal aim. Yes, you're right. So photo slide.
Materials.
Material.
Materials. Yes, teacher. Thank you. Number seven.
Thing is lead in.
Leading.
Lead in. Yes, it's like the lead in. So leading is the step. So that is something why we use the lead in. What is it called?
Stage.
Yes, it's one of the
To
aims.
activate prayer note.
Stage aim. Stage aim.
Stage A. Okay, yes, you're right, stage A. So the next one is teacher show a group of photos. So what is it like? Very long one.
Assumption.
Procedures. Yes, you're right, teachers. Procedure. So procedure means what you did in step by step. So number 9, students may not divide the paragraphs.
Problem.
Assumption.
Assumption.
anticipated problem.
Anticipated problems. Yes, that is anticipated problem. Okay, teacher can provide a clear model test and highlight the structure. Solution. Yes, possible solution. Yes, you're right. So I hope you understand how to write the main aim, interaction pattern, and then personal aim, stage aim, procedure, and anticipated problem and solution. Okay, teachers. Now let's continue to the next part, lesson demonstration time. So although it can take 44 minutes, I just want to pause. Okay, pause, and I will skip some of the parts so that you can consider what steps I use in this lesson. Okay, so watch this video. After that, you can take notes what I did in the steps, what I did step by step in the real classroom. Okay, teachers. So can I show you the video? Can I play the video? Yes, let me mute you for a while. Okay, so let me play the recording now. Okay, guys, so good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening, teacher.
Are you fine today?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so today we are going to learn how to write an article. So let's start. So everyone, look at the photo. In this photo, what can you see?
I can see lots of woods and rock stones. Yeah, and some old pot.
Okay. So Okay, so it's a photo of a hotel. So what kind of hotel is it?
Is I
Is
have
it a
no idea.
hotel? Is it a hotel for humans?
No, there's
No, it's
no.
it's a
No.
hotel, kind of a
There's a hotel of
hostel for bats.
Okay. So what is the purpose of this hotel?
To store wood.
Wood. Okay, let's go to the next step.
Art.
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 Okay. Great. Thank you for your ideas. So let's go next. So everyone, I want you to read the test and rearrange them. Okay, you will see test A, B, C, D. Okay, so can you rearrange them into and as so
A.
A. Okay, great. So it is an article. So here, can you see the title? What is the title?
Bugs and other interesting things.
So bugs and other interesting things. So here, can you think of an idea about the hotel I have mentioned before? So what kind of hotel is it? And okay, guys, read the article again. And why does the writer suggest a bag hotel? Can read this article.
Bags, you can protect the insect life by building a bag hotel, which protects them and gives them somewhere to live, and therefore the bags can call it your home, and in turn, they live safely.
Okay, great.
Okay, teachers, let's go to the next part.
So, and then what article again? Actually, to save the world. Okay. So thank you. Now let's go next. So an article needs to interest the reader. So read this idea and then the article again. Can you find the examples of these points in the article? So in an article, can you include these points? For example, a personal opinion, the writer thinks to the reader. So this time, let's go to the next area. So here, an article can include some of the following. So
We should look after nature.
I really care about not using plastic packaging and not wasting water. Quote them.
We should look
after nature.
and use
using
it
packaging.
That is right.
So that is also the advice. Thank you. So the last one, rhetorical question. So can you see any rhetorical questions?
The first question, the first ever, yeah.
Okay.
First paragraph.
So why does the writer use a rhetorical question between?
By asking rhetorical questions, you don't have to answer it. Actually, it's to pull you together so you can like get interested enough in the article.
So it's like to interest the reader. Okay. Yes, thank you. So here you will see the card, the thing you need to include in an article. Okay.
Okay, teachers, let's go next.
So here,
Three.
body paragraphs. Okay. So it means you need to answer them in the body paragraph, in the middle, in the body paragraph.
Rhetorical question.
Personal experience and examples.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So in the body paragraph, maybe the idea like, if you have any idea, if you have any special ideas to protect the environment, please leave in the comment box. What is it called?
It is a
communicative sentence, a communicative idea.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, call to action.
Yeah, it's call to action. Okay, so it's like readers after reading the article, so the readers can write down their personal experience. It means the readers can communicate with you. Okay, great. So after talking about the things you need to include in each paragraph, let's go next. So here, you will see some language expressions. Read the language box and find some examples of this language in the article. So can you see any phrases to talk about the actions and their purpose?
The mess.
Okay, yes, you're right.
Okay, teachers. Now we are in is that.
So here, we can use in order to and so that. So why do we use in order to?
To say why we're doing. To say
Can use the authors. Okay,
the
everyone
purpose
can have,
is so every.
but after so that, what is the sentence structure?
Okay, after this step, let's go to the next step.
You can also use for.
And after for.
So let's check the answer. In order to, so that, and for. Okay, so I want you to fill in the gap with such kinds of linked ones. Okay, so I give you a few minutes to think about it. Okay, guys, so let's check the answers. So, in number one, what are you going to put?
So that.
So that.
So that. So that.
Okay, so that. Great. So here, after so that, what kind of structure can you see?
Subject and then a verb
Subject, verb, object.
and then an object.
Great, you're right. So number two, trees are very important.
For keeping.
For
the
keeping.
atmosphere clean.
Okay, for keeping. So why do you answer for this time?
Because of keeping.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's your end.
So number three, the aim is to protect animals.
Okay, teachers, let's go to the next part.
In order to put.
Read the adverb below at first. So what style are you going to use? Formal, informal, or neutral?
Informal and neutral.
Yes, it could be the neutral side.
Sure, are you playing something?
So you shouldn't
You
write.
cannot hear or see.
Really, teachers? Yes, actually, I'm playing the video.
No, you want to change the second teacher.
Oh, really, teachers?
And then
Yes.
you need to mute yourself.
Oh, yes, teachers.
Either formal, very formal, or very informal. Because neutral is fine.
Yeah, so we write a neutral and then like put a drip of informality.
So what points do you need to include in your article?
We haven't seen any video. Like I think you are
Topic,
testing something.
Okay.
Topic.
We would be interested to learn more about and how young people
Get
Young people
involved.
get involved
involved to actively help the
Help.
environment.
environment.
Okay, so this time, let's go to the next part, teachers. Okay.
To help with work. Okay, so what kind of activities could be really engaging for them? Okay, so in the conclusion, so maybe you can summarize the ideas, and then you can give the recommendation, or maybe you can call to action. So I will give you 5 minutes to plan. You don't need to write down the sentences. You can write down some gist, some notes for them.
Okay, teachers, let's go to the next part.
Fine.
When I went to Yangon, like
Or if you like to start. Okay? So maybe you can say action is an effective way to Then organization. Okay,
Yes.
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 Okay, so it's time to shine. You're going to write an article in 100 words. So when you write down an article, don't forget to include all the key content points in the exam task. And then what else?
The language, the communication.
Okay, language. Okay, correct organization, introduction, body, and paragraph. Okay,
Okay.
language means
Let's go to the last part.
your friend's writing. So in your friend's writing, did they give an interesting title? Did they organize the Okay, I hope you have already finished your writing. So if you finish your writing, so let's go to the tagging part. Okay. So in the Telegram group, you have submitted your writing paper, right? Okay, so it's time to check your friend's writing. So in your friend's writing, did they give an interesting title? Did they organize the paragraphs, introduction, body, and conclusion? Did they use the colorful language to interest you the exam part? Okay, so I want you to check your friend's writing. So you don't need to check everyone's writing. I will give you who you need to check. Okay, so
Sure,
this time,
excuse me, Joe. May I interrupt?
and graph
I'd like to announce the marks. We have an hour overall.
So
Okay.
everyone, you can take a rest for today. So let's
Bye.
call it a day.
Yes, teacher. So that is the end of the writing lesson. So in my writing lesson, so I want you to discuss together in the whole procedures. What did I use in the leading step, in the gist reading task, in the notating task? Okay, text preparation, text performance, and feedback. So I want you to discuss what steps and what procedures I use in the whole lesson. Okay, so it doesn't need to be true and it doesn't need to be correct in details. Okay, so don't worry, I will share the screen so you can discuss together. Hello, teacher. So can you go into the breakout room? So let me invite you in some rooms, teachers. So can you get the invitation, teachers? Yes, teachers, thank you. You can click on the... Oh, so if you cannot find... So can you see 3 buttons at the bottom? 3 dots. So click on 3 dots and you will see breakout room. Click on breakout room and join breakout room, teacher. Yes, teachers. So I think you have discussed the steps I did in the lesson, in the real classroom. So teacher, so can you say, can you tell me the first step, leading step? So what did I do in leading step? So can I ask you one-on-one, teachers?
So I think teacher show the pictures
Yes, I show the
and then ask questions.
Yes, teachers. Yes. I show the picture and I ask the question so that students are interested in it. Yes, you're right, teacher. Thank you. So just reading. So in the just reading, what did the students do? So one of the teachers could.
Like jigsaw reading, they have to rearrange the task.
Rearrange the tasks. Yes, teacher. So rearrange the task and then after that, they have to answer one question. Okay. Yes. So to find out the main idea of the test. So in the noticing task, I did 3 pieces of task. So it's related to the language, it's related to organization, and the things students include in the article. So, okay. So elicit the things students can include, the organization, introduction, body, conclusion, and the linking words they use. I hope you remember what linking words did they do.
So that.
So as to.
In order to.
In order to. Yes, teachers, thank you. So the next one is text preparation. So after that, I instructed them to plan for their writing. Okay. So after that, text performance. So during the text performance, okay, set the time to write an article, and I also remind them to include the important points. Okay, the last one is feedback. Ask students to check their friends' writing. So did I check their writing or did they do the peer checking?
They have to do peer check.
Peer check.
Yes, they did the peer checking in the class. Okay, thank you so much. So do you have the different ideas or same ideas as me? A little bit different. Okay, thank you, teacher. So let's go to the next one. So let me give you some theories about text-based language teaching. So a text is a piece of classroom. So this is the theory proposed by David Noonan. So I took this theory from the book called Text-Based Language Teaching by Cambridge University Press. So let me say the definition in details. So the key elements in these definitions are like. So this TBL teaching framework is used to focus on meaning, and we use as the real communication. So for example, if we use TBLT, so it's more communicative, and students have to do the tasks step by steps. So it's promoting real communication. So another thing is it involves productive and receptive skills. So it means students have to read the test, and then students have to produce like writing or maybe speaking. So it involves both productive and receptive skills. And the last one is it has a clear outcome. By the end of the lesson, students have to produce something. Okay. So the next one is also the definition of the David Noonan's work. Okay, the first one is learner center. So it emphasizes on students as the active participants and not the teachers. So it can reduce the teacher talking time as well. So it's meaning before form. So because we focus on the meaning rather than the form teaching. Okay, but depending on the student's level, you can also teach some of the grammar pattern or vocabulary if necessary. The next one is integration of skills. So it means the tasks are usually integrated into listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So most of the materials are like authentic. Okay, so it's like the authentic language use as well. So most of the texts are formed focusing on the real world communication. So it's totally authentic language use. Okay, everyone. So here you can see the framework by Noonan. So the first step you can do is schema building. So it's like the leading step. The next one is control practice. Learner practice the language. So it could be gut feeling activities, or it could be gut feeling activities or true false activities. So the next one is listening, authentic listening and reading practice. Students have to read, reading for gist or reading for specific info, or listening for gist, listening for specific info. The next one's focus on form. So we can teach the grammar, vocabulary, or functional language if necessary. So freer practice. We can also include some exercises for the grammar, vocabulary we have taught in the previous stage. The last one is pedagogical tasks. Is the total free production. It could be writing or speaking part. Okay, that is the Noonan 6-step TBLT framework. However, in my previous lesson, I just used the TBLT framework updated by International House Bangkok. So we have learned this framework while I was doing CELTA course in IH. So I just did some of the stages. Okay, I planned the lesson based on this framework. So the first step is leading, just reading task, noticing task. It could be identifying the type of the test, register, or paragraphing, or maybe lexical expressions such as useful phrases, expressions, or grammar structures. Okay, the next one is writing preparation. Writing preparation, we can give some time to brainstorm some ideas, and then to write the first draft, and then to evaluate and to write down the first draft and edit, and then write down the second draft or something like that. So that is the writing preparation. The last one is text performance, writing the final draft. After editing, students can write down the final draft before submitting. Okay, the last one is language feedback. For the language feedback, so we can do peer checking, or we can also do delay feedback as well. Delay feedback means you can collect the answers. After that, if you have free time, you can check your students' writing later. Okay, not immediately. Okay, so the language feedback could be peer checking or delay feedback. Both are possible. So basically, I use peer checking in the class so that they can reflect on their own. So it's more fun and engaging in the class as well. So they are the steps. So if you wish, you can take the screenshot of that. Okay, teachers, so this time I want you to rearrange the procedures. Okay, so rearrange the procedures in pairs. So you can put number 1 to number 6. So what is the first step? What is the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth? Yes, teachers. Are you able to rearrange them? Yes, teachers. So,
Actually,
yes, teachers.
we haven't finished. Only a few.
Yes, teacher. That's fine. Doesn't matter, teacher. So step one. So what alphabet could be number one step?
E,
B.
E,
E. E. Yes, you're right. So number two step.
number 2,
B.
B. Yes, you're right. Students read. Okay, answer the question is like just reading. So after that, number three.
F,
F. Yes, you're right. So it's highlighting features. Okay. So number four. A. So is for planning. Okay. So what about number five?
C,
C. Okay, tax performance. Okay, number six. D. Okay. Yes, you are right. Thank you, teachers. So I really appreciate that. So this time I want you to give the name for the stages. Okay, so I want you to name the stages. So the first one, what is the stage name for the first procedure?
leading,
Leading. Yes, you're right. The second one, what is the name?
just reading,
Just reading. Yes, teacher, you're right. The next one, number
No.
three,
noticing task,
noticing task. Yes, teacher. Thank you. So number four,
task preparation,
preparation. Yes, teacher. Writing preparation. So the next step,
performance,
performance. Okay. The last step is
peer checking,
peer checking, feedback. Okay. Yes, you're right. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay, so it's time to shine. So I want you to create a mini lesson plan at the end of the lesson. So I think you have already learned some of the lesson plan components such as main aim, secondary aim, personal aim, materials, anticipated problems and solutions. So and then you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. Okay, so I'm going to give you one writing paper. Here, writing email. So you will see the model, the example question and example answer. So based on the example question and example answer, you can do them, you can use them in the gist reading and the noticing task. Okay, for writing preparation, you can use this task. Okay, so how are you going to plan? Okay, so but you don't need to write in details every single thing. You can write down in the leading step what are you going to do to the students. Okay, in the gist reading, so what kind of tasks do they have to read and answer? Okay, in the noticing tasks, what are they going to notice? The organization of the email or the language expressions or something like that. Okay, the next one, writing preparation. So you give the time. Okay, so the text performance. So how they do writing. So the first one is making the first draft. So editing, and the last one is producing the final draft. Okay, so the last one, feedback. So how are you going to give feedback? So you don't need to write down a lot of things, just write down 5 or 6 sentences, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to send the document in the chat, so please download that paper. Please download the document, teachers. So can you download, could you download that one? So Okay, so if you finish downloading, you will see this page. Okay, the first one, your name, date, level, number of students, May A, secondary A, personnel A, materials. Okay, but you don't need to write down in details, teachers, because this is just the mini lesson plan so that you can have the practical knowledge after the workshop. Okay, so are you ready to plan it with your partners? By the way, teacher, so if you can't download the document, let me know. Okay, so by looking at this email, how would you plan a writing lesson? Email writing lesson. So I'm going to take the screenshot and send it as well. Oh, okay. So if you cannot download it, maybe. So can you take the screenshot? Can you take the screenshot of that? So this one. And then if you cannot download the file, another way you can do is you can take the photograph and then you can write it down on the paper. Okay, after that you can present it. To us. So have you finished taking the screenshot? Okay, the next one. Have you finished taking the screenshot? Yes, teachers. So this time it's time to shine. You can plan it with your friends together. Okay, you don't have to do it alone. You can brainstorm together with your friends. After that, you can plan it on your own. You can plan in groups. So okay, there will be 4 groups, teachers.
So our main aim is to enable students to write a clear and well-structured and by understanding program organization using appropriate language. So for the secondary aim, let me check. Do you have any idea, teachers?
Hello, teachers. Are you okay to plan the lesson? Is it challenging? Yes, teacher. So we are going to talk about the leading step and then this reading, noticing task, writing preparation, text performance, and feedback. So you won't say every single thing. You do not need to say every single thing. So let me choose one group by one group. So room 1, teacher Alice, teacher Kim No, and teacher Sandra. So what would you like to start with the leading step?
Leading, we will teach the useful language, like showing some picture or the Q&A session like that, teacher.
Yes, teacher, thank you. I think it would be much better if you show some pictures related to the email So, for example, if it is related to holiday, so you can put some holiday pictures.
Yes, teacher.
So you can start with like that. Thank you for your idea. So,
Thank you, teacher.
the next one is teacher A Luyện, teacher Isamo, and teacher Kiki. So, what would you like to do in the gist reading task?
In the gist reading task, we will explain the event. We will explain the passage. The usage of tense, the usage of grammar tense. We will explain in this step.
Yes, teacher. So I feel like in the gist reading, so you can do this one. So read this email. Read this email to Mrs. Edwards. And then what is the main idea of this email? Or another thing is that, do you think that the writer is happy to go on a trip? Okay, so another thing is that what places did the writer visit? So maybe you can talk about the trip. Okay, so
Yeah.
yes, so that is in this reading part. Thank you for your ideas. So the next one is for notation task. Teacher Pugh, teacher TS, and teacher Wangchit. So what would you like to include? In the noticing task? Maybe. So here you see useful language expressions, right? So you can so you can show them the organization of the email. So introduction, and then reading, okay, greeting, introduction, giving reasons, and ending. So you can include them. And then you can also explain some of the useful language expressions here. Okay. So teacher Heta and teacher Tin, what would you like to include in writing preparations? So in writing preparation, so it's time, you can give the time to write. Okay, you can remind them what to include. Okay, so
and graphic organizer, something like that.
Yes, yes, graphic organizer. So you can show the graphic organizer like I did. So after that, students can plan in introduction, what are they going to write in the body, and then in the conclusion, so they can plan for their writing. Okay. So during the task performance, teacher Alun, teacher Isamo, teacher Kiki, what I'm going to do in task performance.
By using recent information, we will ask the students to write a new email.
You mean to write down the final draft of the email?
Yes.
Yes, thank you, teacher. Yes, you're right. So the last one, feedback. So teacher Pugh, teacher TTS, and teacher Wangchit. So what kind of feedback are you going to put in your lesson plan? Nothing? Okay, so let me ask teacher Heta's group. So teacher Heta, so what kind of feedback would you like to give? Like peer feedback, peer checking, or telephone?
Yeah, I would like to use peer checking. It's gonna be fun.
Yes, teacher. Thank you for
Thank
your
you, teacher.
plan. Okay, so I think you know how to plan a writing by using TBL framework. Okay, so this time, I planned this workshop based on the book, Text-Based Language Teaching, Learning Teaching, TKT Coursebook, The Practice of Language Teaching, English Language Teaching. So, and then they are the reference list. So this time, evaluation form and attendance. So I'm going to share this evaluation form. So could you fill in the Google form so that you can get the certificate of the attendance, the evaluation form. Okay. So teachers, thank you so much for actively participating until the end.
Thank you so much, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Oh, so let me give you the workshop at the completion, the attendance of completion. So here is the Google form. So you can fill in the form to get the certificate of attendance. After that, so could you provide some feedback for my workshop? Because sometimes I'm not a professional one. So it's like I'm just a novice teacher. So maybe I may make some mistakes and I can I still need to be developed. So I just want to know which area to be developed. So please could you fill in the feedback form, teachers? So teachers, so can I take the pictures with you until the end? Okay, 3, 2, 1, cheese. Okay, thank you so much.